Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. It's Sarah here, and I'm going to show you in this video how I put together this shape puzzle activity page for children's busy books. I did a video, a DIY video about a year and a half ago, and I had the single-use free printable template posted. It's still there on my website if you want to go get the free single-use template. But I finally got around to posting the bulk template that I use for making these in bulk, multiple copies at a time, 8 copies at a time, on my Patreon. So if you want to go to my Patreon and get that in both a JPEG and SVG file, you can just upload it to your cutting machine and cut out multiple copies of these shapes all at once. It makes it super quick and efficient if you're trying to make and sell these at craft shows. And then I also wanted to go over how much I charge and how much the page costs to make. Okay, thanks so much you guys. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. So I didn't show myself filming this, but I actually put the page itself together first with the 8" by 8" sheet of felt, and then I sew on the back side with the binding piece in between. And the reason I do that is because there is no sewing involved in this page. I hot glue all of the pages together. I don't do any sewing except to sew the border. So I start with just hot gluing all of the black silhouettes in place. You can choose to sew these down first if you want to, but I find that hot glue is just so quick and it's so easy and it's super strong. So that's what I always use for this page. And I also like it because if I just do all of the sewing all at once for say 8 copies of this page, then I can turn my sewing machine off, put on a show or a podcast and just listen to something while I hot glue. And then it doesn't really feel like you're working even though you are. Next, I'm going to take 2 copies of each shape and I'm going to hot glue those together. It just gives it a nice, stiff, structured feeling. Once that hot glue dries, it really kind of hardens the shape and it just gives it a really strong feeling to it. So I like to use hot glue for gluing those 2 copies together. Last but not least, I'm going to take some self-adhesive Velcro dots and I'm going to hot glue them onto the backs of all of the shapes and onto the black silhouettes. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm going to go over the cost of the materials for this page and how much I sell it for. So that nice light green stiff Korean felt that's 8" by 8" that I'm using for the page, that is available for 90 cents on my website. The felt shapes, the black shapes and the colored shapes come to $1.50. That's assuming I'm paying $2 for a 12" by 12" sheet of Korean felt. The back side of this page is a sheet of felt from Amazon. It is much less expensive. It is 40 cents. The hot glue that I used was 20 cents. The thread was 10 cents. The Velcro dots are 40 cents. And it is optional to add some fabric onto the back side of this page. I did add some fabric, so that'll be an additional 40 cents. Sometimes I include that fabric on the back, sometimes I don't. It really just depends on how I'm feeling. And then I add another 10 cents for the cost of the Cricut mat, just to help contribute to replacing those. So when I add that all up, that comes to a total cost of $4 a page. Now, when I'm making these in bulk, I can make 1 page in 10 minutes. That's including and accounting for the cutting time and all the assembling time and the sewing. 1 page takes me 10 minutes to make. And so if anyone's curious, that means I can obviously make 6 pages in 1 hour. Typically, I sell these pages for between $6 to $8 at a craft show or at a store, depending on different things. If I only charge $6, I'm only paying myself $12 an hour. But if I charge $8, that means I'm earning $24 an hour when I make them. So in case you're curious, I hope that helps. Okay, that's how it turned out. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you in the next video.